I forgot how bright this spotlight is. Welcome back. Hello and welcome back to Liz's Live. So, it has been a hot minute since I did a video. I'm surprised you've not thought I've been dieting or something. Last time that I was officially on the old YouTube, I was saying, you know what, it'd be amazing to do like a vlogmas where every day I release a video for Christmas and it'll be so fun. And then December came around and many things happened, which meant I wasn't even able to release my normal 2 videos a week, never mind 25. So I wanted to kick off the first video of 2023 with a beautiful LUSH video, but also incorporating some of the things that James and I have been doing in our sort of Christmas holidays. So, this video, I am going to be talking all about our most recent trip to London where we visited the LUSH Spa on Oxford Street, and then also give you a bit of an idea of what we did in London. So it's not just going to be myself talking at the camera. James, the amazing editor that he is going to be interspersing the vlogs that we did whilst we were in London. So I really hope you enjoy this new video, and yeah, for those of you who haven't visited this channel before, my name is Liz and you will learn all about my life on this channel. So on Mondays I release LUSH videos, and on Fridays you will receive Potter podcasts from me and my partner James, who are big Potter nerds. And watch out, because this Friday we are releasing a very exciting video of something Potter related that we did out in the real world last week. So subscribe to the channel if you are LUSH or Harry Potter fans, and like this video if you enjoy this different kind of style where you've got vlogs interspersed with commentary as well, and comment on your favourite LUSH spa treatment or favourite things to do in London as well. So let's get cracking. So typically, James and I usually go on the train, just a straight lie to you. So typically, James and I usually go on the coach down to London. So we live in Sheffield, so typically it's about a 4-hour coach journey. However, just with train strikes that have been going on, from looking at it all, the coach prices rocketed up, and actually it was the same price to go on the train. So we went on the train and it halved our time, so it was a nice like 2-hour journey, and we got to London at St Pancras station, and we wandered through to get to our hotel, which was in Westminster. So I am a little bit scared of taking the old underground. I've done it before. It just feels really sweaty and really compact, and also James hasn't taken the underground before, and we both love a good walk. So we basically decide to walk all over the place when we go to London. So by the end of our 3-day stint, so it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we had done over 70,000 steps. So our feet, even though, and I'm going to show you in a bit, I had an amazing foot treatment at the LUSH Spa, my feet were knackered. So it was about an hour's walk to get from the station to our hotel in Westminster, but we had a bit of a tight deadline really. Not a crazy tight one, but if we wanted to have lunch it was a little bit too close for comfort, because we had our 2 spa treatments at 1:30 and then 2:30. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the same spa treatment. The idea was I wanted James and I to both get the Spell, which is a foot and head massage from LUSH Cosmetics. However, when I was trying to sift out what spa treatments to get for James, I was just like, oh, so I'm thinking about getting a foot treatment in my next spa treatment that I get with LUSH. What would you be like if you had your feet rubbed? And he was like, I'd be so ticklish. And I was like, not that then. So I ended up getting James for Christmas a validation facial. So it was a full beautiful facial with massage involved for the sort of shoulders and décolletage as well. And it'd be good to get his perspective actually on how he found his spa treatment, but I'll get to that in a bit. So it was a tight deadline. We dropped our bags off in Westminster and then we had to walk about half an hour to get to Oxford Street. However, Liz needed some lunch. She was hungry. She needed her cheeseburger fix. So we managed to find a Five Guys. However, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it was so busy. We got to the spa bang on past. I rang up to let them know we wouldn't been able to be there 15 minutes in advance. But LUSH Oxford Street is just beautiful. It was one of the first, it was like the first one of the biggest shops. I don't know if that makes sense. It's 3 floors. So the first floor is all to do with hair care, skincare, makeup, soap, hand and body. At the very beginning of the actual beginning of the shop, the front of the shop, there is a massive bath where they can do loads of beautiful demos, really interactive. And then also on the right hand side of the ground floor shop, you have the beautiful fresh flowers, so you can pick out your own fresh flowers, which is so cute. My favourite sections of LUSH, I've got so many, but I love the shower stuff, but it's predominantly the skincare and the hair care that I really like. So that ground floor is just stunning for me. But anyway, on the top floor, that's where you have a really cute cafe. You also have the merch stuff. So if you want tops, if you want jumpers, they had gorgeous Lord of Misrule socks and jumpers and everything like that. Then also you've got the full bath section as well at the top, and also gifts too. So this would also, from my knowledge, it used to be the party section as well. I'm sure they still have the parties up there as well. And then you can take the lift, all the way down to the -1 floor, which is perfume and spa. So all the emotive side of LUSH, and the customer service that you get at Oxford Street, I've been thoroughly impressed with each time that you go, because it's one of the anchor stores. So basically it means one of the flagship stores, the shops that are supposed to really represent what LUSH is all about. And I'm such a stickler for customer service. Obviously, I've been with the company since I was 16. I've been thoroughly trained. I now train the team, I recruit the team, etc. So I've got quite high standards when it comes to customer service. And I really, really loved my experience at LUSH Oxford Street. I was talking to one of the, I'm sure she's a manager, but she was managing at a different shop, but she was working at the Oxford Street store that day. And it's just so nice, so genuine, the interaction. She was giving us, giving me tips whilst James was having his facial, where to go in London where we've not been before, where to explore. So she wrote it all down, which was so lovely. And also there were certain things that were exclusive to the Oxford Street store, but they didn't have in stock because they'd sold out. So she was getting me samples that were tailored to my needs. And then there were also some beautiful fresh body masks that had run out of date. So she was like, oh, for your team, do you reckon your team would like them? And then they went in the back and got me 8 different body masks for the team that they couldn't sell because they'd gone past their sort of fresh date for the shop floor, but were still able to be used. So I got to give those to my team as well, which was really, really nice. So yeah, the experience was beautiful. Yes, but in terms of the spa treatment, so I have had the spell before, but it was probably when I was about 16 or 17. So oh God, it's been nearly 8 years, Jesus. Cheesy peeps. Okay. It's been a while since I last had the spell, but it was a brand new year, and the spell is all about sort of putting your best foot forward. A brand new year, and what's really gorgeous at the beginning of the spa treatment, you have a consultation with your therapist, and they guide you through what products you're going to be using. You get to pick which kind of things you're wanting. And then they ask you to write down a worry that you have. And so it's confidential, they don't see it, but you write it down. It's on a really, really cute like piece of, I think it's like banana pulp paper, so biodegradable, and then you get to write it with a quill and ink. It feels very fancy, and then they put it in a little kettle, and then they burn it. They burn your worry in front of you, and it's really fancy fire, you know, where it goes like that, and it's just so cathartic. And what's beautiful about the spell is it's all based on reflexology, so this idea that certain areas of your feet connect to different worries in your life as well, and connect to different areas in your body, and I just love my feet being touched. I know that sounds really weird, but as in like massage. I've got kind of tiny feet, so there's not much you can do with them, but I do like a good foot rub. So yeah, I do have size 4 feet. Have a little look. James also got me some shark slippers for Christmas. But yeah, I have small feet. Apologies for people that really don't like looking at feet. I should have done a spoiler. So yeah, the actual spa environment was gorgeous as well, because it's kind of like a glass see-through wall, and you can see the beautiful emotive perfume consultations on the other side, but it's like soundproof, so you're just immersed in the spa. And then you've got loads of different spa treatment rooms, and then I just love the English countryside spas that Lush do. So that was the first sort of concept of the spas, to have this quintessentially English countryside vibe. So wood aesthetic, cute little plates, floral plates on walls and stuff. So that's what it's like in the Leeds spa. And the London one, or the Oxford Street one's kind of like a hybrid, but still really, really cozy. So I'll insert, or James will, insert the little post vlog after my spa treatment now. You will see I'm just on cloud 9. My hair's looking fabulous after the head rub situation, and yeah, enjoy. Oh my goodness me. So I've just had the spell. As you can see, my hair is gorgeous spa hair at the moment. So the spell is a beautiful foot and head massage, all to do with putting your best foot forward for whatever new journey that you're going on. So at the start of the spa treatment, I wrote down a worry, and then they put the piece of paper into a kettle and they burn it in front of me. So super cathartic and amazing. And that whole treatment was just stunning. It's the second time that I've had this treatment before, but I've not had it for years. And it was just amazing. The therapist was beautiful in terms of the pressure, the products, obviously gorgeous, handmade as well. And I fell asleep during the treatment. First time that's ever happened. So yeah, loved it. So as you can tell, I thoroughly enjoyed that. James, well, I don't know if I mentioned it on the actual thing, but both me and James almost / kind of fell asleep during our spa treatments. And I've never done that before. I was kind of embarrassed because it was I did it twice, and you know, you're like, ooh, that's so awkward. Where you're asleep and then you're like, you're like, oh my God. You kind of like wake yourself up. So I didn't kick her, but I was close to kicking her. And then I was just really enjoying myself. I could feel my mouth like opening, like, and I was like, stop. But that was just how amazing and therapeutic it was. And similar situation to James. James was falling asleep, but he had more of the guilt to it. He was like, no, I needed to make sure that I wasn't asleep because you spent so much money on these spa treatments, so I needed to sort of really experience it. Bless him. But he really enjoyed it as well. James has had a fair few Lush spa treatments now because I like to spoil him, and I also like him to share my Lush love. So he has had, that was his 3rd spa treatment. So he's had the Good Hour and Tailor Made, which are both really deep tissue massages that are inspired by sea shanty vibes, and then he's now had the validation facial. I have had all of the spa treatments bar Karma, and Renaissance, and then there's some baby ones that have come out, like Fresh Facial and the Energizer, that I've not had as well, so I'm ticking them off. But the spa is just incredible. So if you want a gift for someone, if you're getting a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, something that Lush employees should do is ask you when you're gifting someone, are you wanting to gift them like the physical present that they can open up on the day, or are you wanting to gift them an experience? Because different people like different things, don't they? I personally love doing things and going out and exploring, and maybe like a city break one day where you have a Lush spa treatment. That would be my like ideal. So yeah, definitely think of that. You can go into your local Lush store, they can give you a spa consultation, you can buy the voucher in store, and then you just ring up or email the spa that you want to visit and book in the timings, and it's just incredible. Yeah, love it. So once we had the spa treatment, we had a little wander around. We didn't have time to go back to the hotel because me and James are, if you can't tell what we're like, we're big theatre people, like big theatre people. Obviously James studied theatre, I've performed in Sheffield theatres before, we love drama. So that evening we were going to the Criterion Theatre to see the Ghost play 222. So we had a little wander round, what's it called? Carnaby. Yeah, Carnaby. We went to Carnaby Street to have a little look at the bougie shops, and that was really pretty. They had really gorgeous, I mean the buildings are gorgeous, obviously they're really old, and then their whole Christmas decorations were beautiful. So we had a wander around Carnaby Street, we walked through Soho. We've been to Soho before. Me and James, we love London, so we've been quite a few times. And then we were making our way to Covent Garden because we were going to Hawksmoor restaurant for our food that evening. But we had a short stop off in Covent Garden whilst doing that. So I basically went into 2 different Astrid and Mayu shops whilst we were in London. So Astrid and Mayu, a really beautiful jewellery company. So my best friend Sarah Jane works for the company in the head office, and she keeps raving about it, and I've seen that there's loads of gorgeous bougie jewellery, and I was like, I need to go. So I went I went to Notting Hill the day after, and that was such an amazing experience. I got these gorgeous earrings, and had a really beautiful experience there as well. Also analysing customer service, you know what I'm like, and it was wonderful. But I also went to the one in Covent Garden too to have a little look, and then also into a nice astrology shop, which was lovely. But the food that we had that evening was beautiful. So we went to Hawksmoor, which was recommended by James's cousin, and it did not disappoint. I am so embarrassing, and I always ask loads of questions if I want to get to know people. I just wanted to cheer the waitress up. So we were having a bit of banter, bit of fun with the old waitress, and she gave us some free water, much appreciated in London. And then we saw 222 that evening. So we had front row seats. I only went and got me and James front row seats for Christmas. No, it was for his birthday actually, because originally it was supposed to be Tom Felton. It was supposed to be Draco Malfoy, or at the time that I bought the tickets, Draco Malfoy or Tom Felton was in the play. So it's a four-man / person, woman being play. And he was one of the main people, so I was like, oh my God. And I just read my Hermione and Draco fanfic, and I was like, me and James would love this. However, by the time we went to see it, they changed the cast. Absolutely fine. There was still Matt Willis in it from Busted, and he was amazing. We saw him in The Waitress. I'm very, very impressed. But the play was sensational. I'm not going to do spoilers because it's one of those ones where it is a spoiler kind of thing if you do share the idea behind it. But it's a ghost play. It is contemporary. There are themes of religion, life after death, relationships, love, jealousy, those kind of vibes. The acting was sensational. We were so close, we touched the stage. And we saw the spit, we saw the actors spit and passion, and now we've got a flavour for front row, but our bank account doesn't, so it's going to be a struggle. But that was sensational. I rated it 5-star. James rated it 4.8 star, which is very good for him. He's hard to please, the poor love. But yeah, he found it amazing too. It's a jumpy one. It's like, it's designed to be like jumpy, but also psychological, that kind of horror. But definitely watch it. So we thoroughly enjoyed it. And then we walked back to our hotel, had a nice sleep, ready for the next day, where we went to Notting Hill. So Notting Hill is just so gorgeous. We'd never been before. And obviously the aesthetic of all the pastels are just so beautiful. And then we went for lunch at Farm Girl, recommended by Sarah Jane. Love you, thank you. So we just had the best lunch ever. So we went to a delicious place in Notting Hill with the recommendation from Sarah Jane. Thank you very much, Sarah Jane, for Farm Girl. And we had a nice lunchtime with Catherine Tate. Can't be wrong, Donna Noble herself. So now we are going to have a little wander around Notting Hill, see the sights, and then carry on with our day. Can you believe it?
Donna Noble.
Donna Noble! But anyway, we had a lovely wander around Notting Hill. I had a gorgeous experience at Astrid and Mayu, and got my seconds re-pierced. Well, they booked them for me at the Covent Garden store. They were just so wonderful. We had a nice wander around the stores in Notting Hill, and then we went back to the hotel just to like chill, basically, because walking like 34,000 steps a day is tough. So we also just wanted to prepare for the evening and actually be really present, because we had another West End show. So we had Six the musical that night, which is a big deal for me. So James, for my birthday, got us 6 tickets. I am a big Henry VIII fan. Well, no, I don't like him. I like the wives in terms of their stories. Well, just the Tudor period is just so fascinating, isn't it? So when I heard about Six the musical, so when me and my friend Zoe went to the Edinburgh Fringe Fest years ago now, and Six was kind of like debuting there, we were like, oh my God, that's amazing. Of course it sold out, but then obviously it was so popular, it ended up being on the West End, they've done tours, and it was time that I went and saw them. So Anne Boleyn is my favourite Tudor, well, queen, yeah. So in terms of, unfortunately, the media and films and the musical doesn't depict her as she was. I sound like I'm a best friend or something, but I've read many biographies and watched many documentaries about Anne Boleyn. She was a key political figure, and she was so intellectual, but unfortunately all that sort of gets shown of her is this really cheeky, adultering kind of witch. So that was something that I was a bit like, but I already knew they were gonna portray her as, I mean, she says in her song, politics not my thing, and I'm like, that's wrong. So I did have to mark down 6 for the historical accuracy, but it was just so incredible. I still rated it 4 stars. It's basically like going to a pop concert, but with your favourite like historical figures. The dancing was fun, the singing was brilliant, and James really enjoyed it as well, and he's not pop princess like me. So yeah, it was just amazing. I would see it again, and the whole trip has just reignited my love of theatre and acting as well, so watch this space. Yeah, so that was amazing. But before we went to Six, we had our food in Covent Garden right next to Apple Market. There's an amazing place called Buns and Buns. So I had bao buns, and so I had an amazing, it was called like mac and cheese bao bun, and it was basically a Big Mac but in a cute bao bun. So I can't remember what James had, but he was thoroughly impressed with his food as well. We'll insert the vlog so you can sort of see the beautiful aesthetic of the restaurant itself. But yeah, it was definitely a lovely, lovely meal. It was nice and toasty in there as well, because it's cold in a January winter, isn't it? So that was wonderful. And I had my Fanta in a glass bottle. It's the little things, guys, that really make it. I just feel like things in glass bottles just taste so fresh. So that was amazing. And then to top it all off, when we were coming out of 6, we saw Richard Osman. A presenter of, is it Pointless, James? Presenter of Pointless. I don't watch it, but James and his parents do. So that was cool as well. And then walking back to our old hotel in Westminster, the hotel next to ours only got the full Manchester City team there, hasn't it? It was like a blooming celebrity hotspot, that trip. We just like to highlight, we're not bougie, but we do have to stay in Westminster, mainly because it's a very central location. But look at that. You have Big Ben, Westminster Abbey and London Eye all in one gorgeous shot. Oops. Who knew? Who knew where you could do that? Sensational. So that was really, really cool as well. So I don't think I've missed too much. Well, hello there. So we are currently on our hollybobs, and unfortunately I did a classic Liz and the camera died last night, so we weren't able to take you to 222 with us, which is an amazing ghost play that we thoroughly enjoyed. So the vision for the rest of the day is that we are going to go to Notting Hill and look at the sights over there, go to a nice little bookshop there, Covent Garden, and then we're going to go to Seven Dials Market, have some food, have some drinky poos, and then go see 6, which I'm super excited for. James is currently just the cameraman in the background, but he's not holding the camera, just my scarf and his Starbucks. Coffee. Coffee, keep you going in morning, love. James, what did you think to 222 last night?
Very good, yeah.
Oh, hello. 'Tis us, outside the hub of Shakes CP. So I've purchased myself a little velvet hat because it sparked joy and it's my favourite thing ever. So yes, you can see the tinsel shining strong. So last year, it was last year, wasn't it, James? We went to Shakespeare's Globe to see Romeo and Juliet for James's birthday, where we saw the actor who plays Dean Thomas in Harry Potter play Romeo, and it was amazing. And yeah, we loved it, didn't we, love? Mm-hmm. But we're devastated now because I wanted to go into the Shakespeare, gift shop, but it's closed, which makes me very sad, very sad. But we're having a nice little wander. We're going to find some food to eat, aren't we, James? In the distance. What can you see in the distance, James? What can we see?
Nothing really.
Nothing here.
Oh, hang on. If you go that way slightly.
Oh yes.
There.
Oh, James's
now
finger.
blurry, but if you look here when I move it, St Paul's Cathedral.
Woohoo!
Hello. We're currently on the bridge that the Death Eaters destroyed.
So I just asked James a very important question. Imagine the Death Eaters are here right now, we're in the middle of the bridge. Do we go forward or do we run backwards?
I mean, right now we're in the middle of it, so either way I think we're pretty screwed.
But I was thinking going forwards, which makes me think it's human instinct to just move forward.
True, it's quicker than turning around and running back.
Yeah.
We'd probably end up in the water anyway.
So, we're currently at Guildhall, which is really interesting because me and James are both drama nerds and we're trying to think, oh, interesting, we could have been here for drama school. But let me show you, it kind of reminds me of like Hunger Games, like the pools. Look at that, it's so cool. I obviously wanted to emphasise on the amazing LUSH spa experience, but honestly, I apologise to James because throughout the entire trip I was just singing Taylor Swift's London Boy at him, and he was like, oh my god. but I have no regrets. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this different kind of video for a LUSH Monday, interspersing real life with commentary along with LUSH knowledge too. So please give a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Comment if you have been to London before and what your favourite things to do are in London, what spa treatment from LUSH you've maybe had beforehand as well, and subscribe to the channel to receive LUSH Monday content and Potter Fridays with James and myself, and have a wonderful day.